I would say some of the biggest challenges were where to start. Like, how do you build something this unique, like from the ground up? Like, where do you start? What department? Like, where do you go?
Obviously, we were, a little strapped for cash, obviously. But I think we were blessed because we had a lot of connections just from our prior experience.
We got the whole, like, do we really need another brand in this industry? There's so many brands, and I would get that a lot. Or people would say, I remember I would approach people, and I would say, I'm building this thing, and they would be like, well, call me when it's built. I don't know if we're gonna, tell me when it's actually done. Like, tell me when it's built. And I didn't feel like I could convey what I was seeing. Like, I could see this potential. We talked about this. We would meet at like cafes and talk for hours about this vision of what we were building. And I think today it's so much greater than anything I could have ever imagined. And we've just gotten started. I mean, 5 years is not a long time. You start out with your initial network, the people that you know, and you reach out to them and you say, I'm doing this thing and it's different than anything I've done before. And oftentimes for those people who know our history will say, oh, it's like that company you were with before, but it really isn't. It's so different. And I think that what's really cool about that is through this whole period of time that we've built this incredible membership base at Core, we have uncovered companies that we didn't even know about before that are just phenomenal. And there's not one company in our entire network that I could say that I'm not proud to be affiliated with. I mean, there's just so many phenomenal brands, incredible owners, incredible operators, and it just makes our jobs easier, really. I mean, it's the hardest group to get into. We've really stuck by that, which I think is really key. Culture is everything. Culture is truly everything. We do not hire for skill. We don't hire, a lot of companies will hire names on LinkedIn because they have this great reputation, or, oh, this person sold for so-and-so and they did all this great stuff. None of that stuff matters to us. We hire for culture. And I think that you would agree that we have put together this sort of ragtag group of amazingly talented people because they fit our culture.
We have a really good balance and mix of people who come from this industry or were outside of it. And it's a really good mix of people who, again, like you said, are not afraid to change the status quo in our industry. Many of our best programs, even just some of the divisions that we're launching now, have come from some of those people who have come from have a different perspective. And I think that's really, really great.
I think, we've said this before, like I think that founding a company when you have nothing, and even when you start to get some capital, right? You get what they refer to as dry powder, right? You've got some capital, you've got some traction, like that's not enough. You have to have the ability to take no 1,000 times before you get a yes. And you have to have the ability to just go, I will unwaveringly stay within this, this vision. I'm going to keep going. Because there's days, we've talked about it, where I've just gone, this is so hard and I don't want to do this anymore. It's so difficult and I feel like we're climbing uphill. But that hill has gotten like less and less steep, I think, as the company has really conveyed this vision that we've brought to the industry. And I think it's really powerful for an entrepreneur who's just starting to hear just the don't give up. Like, keep it going. If you really want this, keep it going. If you really want this, keep it going. I think that's really the big message.
The one thing I would say is you can't be perfect. Don't expect to be perfect. It's going to be a mess. It's going to be a beautiful, chaotic mess. I mean, it really is. And I think that you just have to ditch perfectionism and just know that it's going to be bumpy. It's never going to be quite what you envisioned, but know that if you keep going, if you keep working at it, you keep hustling, you have a really good team behind you, that everyone's bought into that vision, you can do really great things.
People will hear us say that Core is special. It's different, right? It's different than any other model in the industry. There's no other, dare I call it, a unicorn. I mean that sincerely. Like, you're laughing at that. But truly, like, there's nothing else quite like it. There's nothing that's a franchisor / contractor network / managed repair network / buying program, incredible education and events, an online university. There's so much to it, and it's really, really special. We say that a lot. But I think that what makes it unique is that we've really thought through everything. We've thought through all the different things that create pain points for restoration company owners and our clients. We've thought through those pain points, And we only exist to do two things. One is help companies grow, help them prosper, and the other is to elevate the industry. And that is really our North Star, not to overuse that, but like our litmus test of like, are we doing this right? We have to elevate the industry by doing great things. And a lot of people will call us and think it's just a gimmick, and we'll say, no, absolutely not. We don't compromise. Yeah. We only look for the best quality contractors, the best quality clients. And I think that what's really unique about CORE is that other companies will compromise when it comes to dollars. They'll compromise. And we've had conversations in our leadership team where we've said, like, we will not compromise. And if a client, a carrier, a commercial client, whoever asks us to compromise our vision, we just don't do it. As much as we value their business, and we do, we just don't do it.
When you're all bought in your core values and everybody's working, feels like they're all moving in the same motion, it really helps. But we don't compromise. I don't ever see us changing from that. We bring on the very best companies to work with, and that's clients, it's contractors, it's vendor partners, it's everybody, employees across the board. And then when somebody is not aligned with our vision or our values, it just doesn't work out. So that's been huge for us.
And it's one of the funnest jobs I've ever had. I mean, it's nice to know that you're surrounded by professionals that truly love the industry. I mean, we care about what we do, and it makes it easier when you align with the best-in-class providers nationally, working with the best carriers, and we have the best vendor partners.
I've really enjoyed just getting to know some of our members, just through this early process, and I'm looking forward to just expanding our growth with new members. A lot of our members we connect with on a daily basis. Some are weekly, some are monthly, but there's some that we have, once a month we get to hear about their families, we get to hear about their hobbies. Yeah, we get to know them like on a personal level. And so I'm super excited. I know we've just recently had an influx of new members recently, and so we've been really excited doing the marketing onboardings with them, and just hearing how excited they are to work with us. And we can't wait to see how big we can grow and how much we can expand and just get to grow this family so much bigger.
I'd like to really speak to our contractors, all of you that are in the room, to say that thank you, truly thank you. For those of you who believed in this vision, who invested in CORE, who have been here, some of you from the beginning, some of you who just joined several months ago or even a couple weeks ago, thank you for being a part of this incredible vision. Just know that we're just getting started. You haven't seen anything yet from us because we have so much more to come. But it truly is humbling to see that some of the finest companies in the industry believe in a vision that we created, and we're so thankful that you're here today. So thank you for being a part of CORE and being a part of the collective, and more importantly, thank you for being on this incredible ride that we're just now about to take off on.